Okay, everybody, it's time to kick off your shoes, stroll through your shag carpet with your bare feet, and plop yourself down with your beverage. Well, not in front of your console TV, because I don't think you can actually do YouTube on those, but maybe in front of your statement fireplace. This is going to be my update for That 70's Pan. Now, before I get started, I'm going to ask you to please do all of the things. You guys know what they are. All right, so we are using the hashtag That 70's Pan with the number 70. And this was a project that was created by Kim and Cece. Kim is Teacher Loves Beauty, and Cece is Diva Next Door. They did this in collab with the Fantastic Ladies. You know, all of the goodies are going to be linked down in the description box, just like I always do for you, so you can find everybody that you need to and follow the hashtag and see other videos. All right, so this entire project is just an homage to the 70s. So they came up with 70 prompts. That's right, people, 70. That's a fairly big project. There have been bigger, but wow, that's a lot. So I'm excited to be doing this one. Still a little nervous that I'm going to get to them all, but I'm working on it. All right, this project started 7/27/23 and will run through 7/27/24. Now, what they suggested we do is that we start with 7 prompts. So my plan is 7 prompts every month. Even if I haven't finished things, we're allowed to set our own goals. And one of the ladies had suggested doing things for 7 uses. So a lot of what I'm doing, that's what the plan is. Now, because I am not rolling in as I roll out, we have some things from the very beginning. So we're going to start there and we're just going to work our way through. And I'll get you everything you need to know about what I've got going on. All right. So the first thing that I had is actually number 1. There it is. I've got a basket with everything, so bear with me. Linoleum floors is the first prompt, something with a pattern. I brought in this. This is the BH Vanilla Cream Truffle Blush Palette. This one came with a mirror, so I don't want to blind you. But patterns on all 4 of the blushes. You can still see some of okay, this one I wore off in a different project. This one you can still see some of the lines. That's the color that I put in for this. And I did it for 7 uses. I have hit that goal. This is a completed item and a rollout. Yay me. All right, so that's one. I think I only have one other thing done so far. So like I said, this is kind of a little bit scary, but we're okay. All right, so number 2, beanbag chair, something you're comfortable using. For me, that is the Glamlight formula. So I went with the Michaela Patu collaboration, and what I wanted to do with this was 4 looks. Okay, you've seen these before. You kind of get the idea. I'm thinking you're getting pretty decent color there, even with my weird lighting as always. So far, we have got, look 1 was on August 6th, and that was row 4, which shouldn't shock anybody. You see those like pinky purples and purples? Because you know that's totally my jam. And then look 2, I did row 5. I did all of these blues, and they're stunning. This end one is such a deep dark blue. It is flippin' gorgeous, but it is a no, I'm sorry, that's black. That one is black. It is black. I was thinking it was a super dark blue. Never mind. So my goal here is going to be to hit this green row and then do a look just pulling whatever I want, because there's too many shimmers up in here to make those cohesive. Well, I could do it. I could do an all shimmer look, I suppose, but I probably won't. I might. You never know with me. Okay, hair. Literally just pulled my hair out by closing the palette. That's always fun. Welcome to the crazy train. I am going to grab a wipe before I get too much further, because I already have black on my finger and I would prefer not to have it everywhere else. I'm going to knock over all kinds of stuff too. All right. We will be swatching some stuff, I'm fairly certain, because I could swatch the blush for you. I'll do that real quick since we're going to be doing it. So this was the blush from the Truffle palette. It's a really pretty blush. I like these colors. This color story, it doesn't look super exciting, but they're good colors. I'm very, very happy with it. Let's see. Can you see that at all? I don't even know if you can see that. It's light. It's very light. It's right up there on my hand. We'll probably end up doing a turn off the lights type of thing later too, because, you know, that always works better for me. Anyway, so the Michaela palette is staying in for a couple more looks. Then we have got, number 3 was wood paneling, something brown or something that is a dupe, a fake of the original. I brought in this. This is a really, really old one of them. It is the Bath & Body Works Warm Vanilla Sugar Body Cream. This one was so old it was starting to break down, so it was fairly liquidy. I had put this in for 14 uses. I got my 14 uses, but we were cutting it close. I think I had one more use left that was just enough for my hands, not a full body use. So this is actually completed and an empty, and you will see that in the empties later. So it's another rollout for this project. Okay, then crochet blanket, granny squares, something old. For me, that is this Laura Geller, what is it? Bake Blush and Brighten. This one is in Como. Now this one is obviously older, but this is also one that I had dropped, so there's some pan in there. I just put this in for 7 uses. So far I have gotten 4. This is probably one of my favorites. I love Tropic Hues, but this one is really, really pretty. It's a baby pink. Yeah, you're not even going to be able to see that. Yeah, okay, we'll hit the lights later so you can see it. Anyway, I've still got 3 uses, so that's staying in the project. Then we come to lava lamps, something liquid or neon. For that, I brought in this Sally Hansen nail polish. This is part of the Peeps collection, and it is a neon yellow. All right, now, I only brought this in for 2 uses. I'm going to tell you right now, one of those uses is on my toes. You're not seeing it. It is not good. I have it on so you can see it here. It is a gorgeous, okay, these lights are just not doing it for me. It is a gorgeous neon highlighter yellow color. It's also on this thumb. But, okay, now you can see the blushes better too. Mostly. Anyway, the problem with this nail polish is it is super, super runny. So it goes on very streaky. It's hard to get a consistent coat and consistent coverage. So it almost is like tacky when you're trying to even it out. I put it under Cleona's Pegasus. Now this has some pink, purple, blue reflect in it, and it kind of looks more pink as you're seeing it, but putting it over the yellow made it very green. Now that part worked out somewhat well for me, although that's not completely consistent either, because that's a more sheer polish, so it does have a little bit of the show through, which is fine, except that getting them to look good was a bit of a bear. So I only need this to last for a few days. I don't care if it doesn't hold up. I did get to try it. I'm hoping now that I've opened it, that will thicken up a little bit. I don't know if these are still available because, like I said, this is part of the Peeps collection, but I'm not a big fan, which is a shame because I do like the Sally Hansen stuff. I like the Insta-Dry polishes. This one just is disappointing to me. Maybe I'm getting too spoiled by good polishes, especially since other people have sent me theirs. Thank you, Danny. And I've been buying all the fun ones from Polish Pickup and from some of the other brands that the ladies like. So them turning me on to nail polish was a good thing. But now I'm becoming a little less satisfied with the drugstore stuff that I used to always get when I would buy a nail polish. Yeah, whatever. All right, so huge TVs. Like I said, console TV. So something large. With this, I went with another palette, and I went with the Scooby-Doo palette. This is, oh, the lighting. Okay, stop it now. I'm trying to get you both parts. Oh, man. Now I'm just irritated. See if we can do this or if it's coming from my light up. Nope, it's actually coming from my ceiling light. Anyway, that's what the palette does. It has that is that holographic? Whatever it is, where it switches back and forth. I picked this because this palette has got 25 pans, and they're just numbered. They're not actually named. So this is the largest glam light palette I have, I think. I don't know. Anyway, it's a large one. I decided to do this as a 5-look situation. Sorry about that. As a 5-look situation. And you can see from here that we've got, I don't know if you can actually tell, this is a very teal row. This is a very green row. It is actually what I have on today. We've got the lavender, the hot pink, purple type of thing going on. An interesting orange, which isn't a bad row. I thought it would be a little more scary than it is, but it's not bad. And then some gorgeous blues, which are very different than the Michaela blues, by the way. I literally have done a look with each one of these rows. So the first one, I did the blue look on August 5th, and then I did the orangey row with this weird kind of mustard yellow on August 25th. I did the top row on September 7th. And then the third row, this purple one, was September 17th. And then today is the second row. Hopefully, if I still have pictures, or if I took pictures, because I'm so good with that, I will have popped those in for you. But I have gotten 5 looks. I have used every pan in this palette, which makes me happy. So I have gotten to try all of the colors out. I love the palette. It's great. But it is going to roll back into the collection because that's a completed prompt. Yay! So I've gotten through a few of these. I'm working on this one because I don't want to take a bunch of stuff with me. So, working on it. All right, now, statement stone fireplaces, which I told you all to go sit in front of with your beverage. This is something rough, gray, large, or all three. Now, for that, what I did is I brought in, oh, let's see if I've got my magnet handy. I brought in, sure I did. This is the gray from NARS. It was part of the Zareen duo, and I hit pan in it. You saw me do that in Throwback 30 last year, but it's my favorite gray. So I brought it in. Okay, that looks really light. There. You can build it up, but I've already gone off about how much I like having grays because they're softer than blacks. Well, this is a good one for me. I love this in the outer corner. I actually can blend it all through the crease and transition area, and I can use it as an eyeliner. So it is one of my favorites. I brought it in for 7 uses. So far, we have got 1. All right, alarm clock, something that clicks. Now with that, I grabbed this. This is Sephora Melting Lip Clicks Lippy in 04 Cotton Candy. So that's what it looks like. And then you click the bottom to make it go up. And this is a balm. It is a very light pink balm, but it is great for, I put on lip stuff constantly because I always have dry lips and a dry mouth. So this is the kind of thing that I can reapply and reapply and reapply. And I don't have to worry about ending up looking like my lips are going to walk in the room before me, because it wears more like a balm, and because the color is pale enough where it doesn't like build up and stain really bad. Some things do on me. All right, so that was a 7 application for uses goal, and I met that. That one is rolling back into my collection. Then we've got pattern paper, bold geometric shapes, or bright contrasting colors. So with that, I went with the triangle. I went with the shape, brought in the LYS. This is the Aim High highlighter in Genuine, which is the rose gold color. This is the powder one. It is not one of their cream products. I brought this in for 7 uses, and it is a just lovely gold highlighter. And I have hit my 7 uses, so that is going to roll back into my collection. I got a good swatch of it there, so you can see. Obviously, I don't put it on that thick when I put it on my face, even as much as I do like highlighter. That's a little bit extreme. So that's going to roll back into the collection. Another completed prompt. Okay, then we have Sunken Living Room, something with a dip or a pan. For this one, I did grab, really, another NARS eyeshadow. This is from Kuala Lumpur, and this is a pink color. Okay, can you see the dip when okay, yeah, I think you can see that there's a big dip in that one. I have not hit pan, but we have definitely made good usage of this. Okay, this is another one that's going to be impossible to see on my hand. Yeah, I use it a lot as a setting shade, even though it is kind of a satin. It works for me as a really good base. It just totally fades into my flesh color there, so you can't really see it. I have gotten 2 of my 7 uses on that item. Then we have a floating staircase, something you consider dangerous. I love that prompt. It's great. I had a hard time picking a product. So what I ended up doing was going with the Urban Decay Shine lipstick. This is in Love Trap, and that's why I picked it, because Love Trap sounds like could be a dangerous thing. I love the asymmetrical on these, but it does make putting the caps on really interesting. This is another one. This is the Shine, like I said, so this is another balmy type of product, but this one is thicker and has more pigment than that pink down here from the Sephora one. So this is a little bit more my version of a lipstick. I did get my 7 applications. That is a completed prompt and will be rolling back into my collection. Love that one. Okay, TV dinners, an all-in-one product. For that, I grabbed this. This is by Laura Geller. It is Saturday Style. This was a set of 3 that came together, and they're face, eye, and cheek palettes. So it does have a little mirror. It says, I wish every day was Saturday. It's got 4 eyeshadows, it's got a blush, and it's got a highlighter. Now with this, I intentionally made sure, this highlighter is very powdery, that I used both the blush and the highlighter, because I knew 7 applications, like 7 pans, was going to be super easy to hit. So, okay. Yeah, you can see the highlighter, but you're having trouble seeing the blush, which is actually a really nice bright pink. That's kind of a cotton candy pink. So, in addition, I actually got like 9 or 10 uses on this because I took this with me to Vegas, and I used the eyeshadows. So, Pure Linen is a perfect setting shade for me. Once again, it's not something that you're going to be able to see. Then we've got City Shadow, which is this soft beigey taupey color. La La Lavender. I always add too many la's in there. Which is a really pretty color too and looks gorgeous in the transition. And then we've got this. This is Stormy Skies. And I honestly thought this would have faded out with time because this is an older thing in my collection. And I've gotten some use out of the palette. Looks pretty loved. But, wow. So, let's give you those. Yeah, you're not going to be able to see them. The only thing you can see is the blue. All right, all right. Hold on. We'll do the light thing again. There we go. So you can see the taupe, then you can see the lavender. Oh, it's kind of on my wristbone, a little harder to see, but then that blue. Holy pigment, that thing is still in great shape. So I exceeded my number of uses on that. That's a completed prompt for this project, and it's going to roll back into my collection because it's still in great shape. Yes, it's a little powdery because it is older, but I'm not losing color or anything. And like I said, these were great, like everyday running around that I was doing. And then they were nice enough too, where it was a subtle look. It went with the outfits that I had. I could zhuzh it up for the evening things that I went to. I'm very happy with that. All right, so then we're on to number 14, which is rattan furniture. Something scratchy, either the product or the packaging. So I grabbed this. This is a Tree Hut Cotton Candy Shea Sugar Scrub. I don't know why I couldn't say that. I brought this in for 7 uses. Now, there's very little left in here, but I did get all my 7 uses. So I figured for the purposes of the project, this is a completed prompt. I'm going to see if I can't just knock this out before I do leave though. And you may have figured I'm filming a little bit early. So that one is rolling out. It may or may not end up in the empties. We'll see where I get with it. Okay, this means it's time to bring in the new stuff. So the first one we have is floral sofas, something with a floral pattern. And I kind of cheated. I went with a baby. So this is the Nest Madagascar Vanilla Sample. This, unfortunately, is a perfume oil. These do take me a little bit longer, but they're easy to travel with. They don't spray as well, and I have to be careful. I can't spray them on my clothes because of it being an oil. But my goal is to finish that. You will eventually see that finished off. All right, then next, push button phones. Something with a pump you have to push to make it work. Since I didn't do a Clue update this month, I am pulling in my ordinary serum foundation. This is the 1.2P light pink undertones. And it was on its side, so I have it shaken up anyway, but it's got the pump dispenser on it. I'm just putting it in for 7 uses, so I will get that completed well enough time for me to actually go ahead and roll this back into Clue if I'm at that point, or whatever. But I think we'll be able to hit that goal. I'll just use it every day. It's fine. It'll be fine, you guys. It'll be fine. Okay, so then stereo system, something that amplifies your look. I went with the classic. I am bringing in the ColourPop Super Shock Shadow in Ice Dreams. This just elevates things. It ties things together. It smooths them out. It's great over all kinds of different things. And I love it. So that's what I'm bringing in. This one never shows, like I said, I didn't realize there was blue in there too. I always saw the pink and purple. And in mine, we actually have 2 pans. We have double pan because I have used this so much because I love it. I put it in tons of projects. You've seen Deb use it a bajillion times in her projects. You've seen other people pick it up because of that. So I am also a huge fan. And you're not getting all the, well, you're getting some of the pretty sparkles, but like I said, it's hard to do that one justice on camera. Okay. Now we have got macrame, something with a lot of detail. For this, I decided that I am bringing in this. This is a highlighter from Bitter Lace Beauty, and it's, well, okay, once again, I'm shedding too. Let's see if I can do this way better. Can you see all the different colors? We've got pink, we've got purple, we've got blue, we've got some yellow. Yeah, there's all kinds of fun colors in this. So it is a very detailed thing, I thought. It did have an imprint. This is the shade Pocket Full of Roses. It no longer has an imprint. Now, when I do it on my finger, I'm going to put it right under Ice Dream. When I'm doing this now, it's very pinky on my end. Holy crap, these are hard to see. You know I'll stick a picture in at the end. I always do. All right, but I can get different shades out of that sometimes, and depending on what I'm wearing and how I swirl the brush, I'll get a lavender occasionally. Sometimes I'll get a more bluish one. Yeah, it's super hard to see. All right. Well, you'll just take my word for it. I'm going to do 7 uses on that. Okay, we've got Colonial Furniture, a large product or a product from your largest category. In my world, the largest category is always going to be eyeshadows. Now, I debated on this because I honestly think that my single eyeshadows have surpassed my palettes, but it depends on how I count things. Okay, so I decided I was bringing in this palette instead. This is the Menagerie Flight Club palette, and we've got some floral in here too. I kind of ended up with a theme. There was floral on Pocket Full of Roses. There's floral. Anyway, this is a palette you've also seen the other ladies using. It is gorgeous. It does come with a mirror, obviously. And we've got all those pinky purple tones, a little bit of bluish in there. I have had this, and I bought this. I was so jealous. I was so jealous. I love these colors. It is completely my color story. I wanted this so bad. I hadn't gotten it. Then I finally broke down and got it, and I haven't used it. So this is coming in. We're doing 7 pans. Now, trust me, that's going to be more than one look, and I'm going to use more than 7 pans out of that, but I figured just to stick consistent with the theme, that's what I was marking it down as. I'll let you know what I actually use. You know how this goes. Okay, then we have got Fringe, something that makes you look extra. For this, I decided, whoa, avalanche, that I was going to bring in, where are my scissors? This, which you can't see because it looks like a black box. This I just recently showed you in the eyes product. It is the Bobbi Brown Luxe Eyeshadow, and it is multi-chrome. The shade name is Incandescent. And it's got the fancy packaging. The packaging is actually kind of bougie on this. It's really nice with the gold packaging. And then it's a little push button to pop open. Got a little tiny mirror in there, which is lovely. This is what it looks like. Okay, it is a pink and gold multi-chrome. Now, we just talked about the fact that I've got all these single eyeshadows. You know I love my indie brands. I go bananas for that. So I've got stuff that is multi-chrome. I've got stuff that's bam, in your face, gorgeous multi-chrome. Why did I get this? I don't know. I still don't know, but I am so glad I did. It is stunning. And it is different than other things that I have, which sounds really stupid because I just said how much stuff I have. Okay. I don't know if that's a piece of my hair or a piece of fur, but it's stuck to my arm. It's making me nuts. So this I am so glad I got it. I like I said, I looked at it, I swatched it, I walked away from it, I went back, I swatched it again. I finally just went, I'm throwing it in the basket. I'm just going to do it. And I am so happy. This was great for like the banquet dinner that I was at when I was gone, just to kind of class it up and make it look a little bit snazzy. It gives it a little zhuzh. I'm in love with it. So I'm bringing it in for 7 more uses. I'm going to play with it as an inner corner. I'm going to obviously use it as a topper because it is fabulous for that. But I just wanted to play more. So that's what's coming in. Okay, now, the ladies did this so nicely for me. What they did is for the 21st prompt, they brought in radio. So this is use a product that reminds you of a song or you heard about on the radio. Well, you know I always do the music moments. You know that I always tie things into the song, blah, 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 blah. Yeah. Okay, so let me get my information back because there's a couple things I do actually want to tell you about. But let me show you what I did. Now, I realized that I picked a random song for the intro, and then for August, I did 1970. So for this month, September, I am doing songs from 1971. Yeah, okay, yeah. First, I was looking at my list and I saw Black Dog by Led Zeppelin. And that was like, oh, that's the one I should do. I should see about my black iced eyeshadow. This is a Mary Kay eyeshadow and it's a shimmery one. I honestly don't know if this is black ice. It may be onyx. I'm not certain. Years ago, it was black ice and something else because it was a dual shade. So it is a black eyeshadow, and it reminded me of Black Dog. This was the first thing I thought of when I saw that song. This came to mind, so I'm like, oh, perfect. I'll just grab that and throw it right in. Now, you can keep that kind of sheer. You can also build that up and make it nice and dark, but it's almost a grayish black. It's not super, super dark. Once again, something towards which I gravitate. Okay. So let's talk about the song because, like I said, that's kind of where this came from. When I looked back, I realized that Black Dog actually shows up more for 1972 than it does for 1971 because of when it charted. But here's how this worked out. This song actually is from the band's untitled 4th album, which most people call Led Zeppelin 4. It was released as a single. The album was from 1971. The single was released in the U.S. and Australia. I'm pretty sure. Anyway, I'm pretty sure that's what it was. So because it was released as a single in those two places, it was released December 2nd of 1971 with Misty Mountain Hop as the B-side for that, which is also another famous song by them, obviously. The song actually did chart really well for them, but I think it hit the charts in 72. Let me see. Yes, 71, 72. There was a thing back then where it was standard practice they didn't release in the UK, which, okay, I don't know why they didn't release singles that way, so maybe it was only the album that released. I'm not certain. So anyway, it did chart in Australia, making top 10. Canada hit 11. The US, it hit 15 on the Billboard Hot 100, 9 on Cashbox, and 10 on Record World. It charted in New Zealand, Spanish, the Netherlands, Japan, Germany, Danish charts, Switzerland. So, I mean, it charted all over. Black Dog is a song that you know, but not for the title, which is another reason that for some reason it seemed kind of perfect for me. Now, the songwriting credit on this one goes to John Paul Jones, Jimmy Page, and Robert Plant. It does not go to John Bonham. Kind of strange, but when they talk about the composition of this is the song that starts out, hey, hey, mom, the way you move. Yeah, you know, I'm not going to sing anymore. That was really, really sad. So apparently, it was inspired by a couple of different things. It's built around the call and response thing. That is the call and then the musical type of response, not so much like the answering back and forth. And that was inspired by Fleetwood Mac's 1969 song, Oh Well. But apparently John Paul Jones came up with the main riff for this song, inspired by Muddy Waters' 1968 album Electric Mud, which was apparently controversial. I don't know what the controversy was. I didn't look into that. Okay, that was a little beyond what I needed to do for this. So normally you would think with Jimmy Plant, Jimmy Page, Robert Plant, with Page, you would think that a lot of the guitar stuff is coming from him, but this is actually a John Paul Jones thing, which is kind of cool because I don't know that he gets as much recognition as Page and Plant did. So that part's cool. Now, the thing about this is they talk about the way it's composed and that it has like turnarounds musically. So to play this live, what John Bonham did, and this is where I think he deserves a little bit of credit, is that he played it straight through, like the turnarounds weren't even there, which made it possible for Robert Plant to do the vocals and then to have the instruments coming in at the right time to still get the feel of the song. Now, when they recorded it, they did it with all of the turnarounds, and then you've got Page going in there with his Gibson Les Paul and overdubbing, you know, his parts, multiple overdubs to get that sound. So that is the musical aspect of it. Now, the thing that's funny about this song, or the reason that, maybe it's not funny, maybe you guys know this. If you already knew this, let me know in the comments down below, because I guess I didn't realize this. Sometimes I just think songs are named by whatever bizarre thing comes to someone's mind and it has nothing to do with the lyrics of the song or even the theme of the song. In this case, Black Dog came from the unnamed Labrador Retriever that was wandering around the Headley Grange studios while the guys were recording the album. Hence Black Dog. Yeah, random. Kind of loved that. Kind of thought that made it the perfect one to put in here. Now, most of the charting, when I was looking up the list of songs that I do for this, it showed up in 72. I probably won't repeat it for you next time, but I'm going to actually link a video for Black Dog for whatever I find. I don't know if it'll be live or what it'll be. Obviously, this is coming in for 7 uses. I'll link a video in the description box. Normally, for this project, I'm not going to be doing that because what I do is I try and give you a list of the songs that were hits during the calendar year. That was... cheap chair stuck. That was my concept with my music moments for this project. So let's talk a little bit about, and this time I'm going to just give you a real short, quick list of songs because I think I've got a good range of musical styles with the ones that were hits here. So you've got Maggie May by Rod Stewart. You've got Carole King, It's Too Late, and this is when now she is singing her own songs, not just writing for others like she did when she worked at the Brill Building. You've got Bobby V's Go Away Little Girl, which I think has a very good throwback sound because Bobby V's popularity was more from that 50s, 60s era. So I like that that's still hitting even as late as 71. You have got the amazing Bill Withers song, Ain't No Sunshine. Now that one, no matter when I hear it, just always gives me a mood. You know, it brings you that feeling. Okay, then we have Janis Joplin on the other end of the smooth spectrum with Me and Bobby McGee. Now, this is probably one of her most famous songs, although Mercedes-Benz is too, but not my favorite from her by any stretch of the imagination. Then we have Ringo Starr showing up as a solo artist with It Don't Come Easy. So I figured that gives you a good sampling of some of the things that were charting in 1971. And I will just list those songs and artists down in the description box. I am doing a running list in my description box throughout this project. So if at any point you want to go back and listen to, make a Spotify playlist, whatever you want to do with it, pick your favorites. Makes no difference to me. I just love to share the music. All right. That is everything I've got for you today. I'm going to shut it down. Thank you for spending your time with me. I truly appreciate it. Make sure you check out the description box, not only for some ideas for some music, but to see that, see what I can find for Black Dog, because I don't even know what's out there. You will find Kim and Cece in there. You'll find the Fantastic Ladies. As always, it's all in the description box. Thank you for indulging me. I truly do appreciate it. And until next time, everybody, see ya. Bye.